Hello, I'm sorry I was a little bit late getting on because I had technical difficulties. It seems every time I turn around, I'm having technical difficulties. But anyway, here I am. I just have to put some light on the subject. There we go. I wanted to talk to you today about TBC. I know I joined a few months ago and I just got lost and I just sort of put everything on hold. Finally, I was able to get some help and get back doing TBC, and I am so very glad that I did. This opportunity is not like being in a Bitcoin program. This program with TBC is very, very different. It's a private program, it's not open to the public, and we don't trade coins the way that it is done with Bitcoin, that you can just automatically turn your Bitcoin into cash or vice versa. This is a much different program. It's community oriented. It's not an MLM program. And I find that the more I look into it, the more I examine it, the more comfortable I am with it. But I will say one thing, that you really do need to take the time to understand just what the program is all about. And it's a community where everyone helps everyone else. And it is called the billion TB stands, pardon me, TBC stands for the billion coin. Now, if you want to learn more about just what the billion coin is all about, there is a blog, and it is blog.thebillioncoin.info. Again, that's blog.thebillioncoin.info. I really recommend that you go here and you really do your due diligence by looking at all of the blogs that have been put in there for your process in learning more about the community and what Bitcoin, the billion coin, is all about. Not Bitcoin, pardon me. So I want you to go there. There's also another place that you really need to go into that I didn't do. I didn't really understand it until just recently. It's called Kringle.cash. Now, what Kringle.cash is all about, that's where you do all your business. And on the left-hand side of the going in there, you will see a list of all of the things that you need to do. Now, I just want to go through some of these with you. First of all, it says receive the gift. Now, every time you bring someone in, they get a gift of coins to have in their back office. And usually it's not till November that these coins become yours. They're just in a holding pattern for that time. And it is right now, I think it's around 2,000 coins that you get in your back office that become yours in November. Also, you have to complete your profile. You need to put your picture in, a little bit of information about yourself, and then you have to pass the send button test. So when you click on that, that's necessary. And to have that activated, you have to pay $10, and then you can set up your new wallet. One of the things that's really important, and I'm doing this for the very first time, is to schedule a 30-minute broadcast inside the back office of KCBO. And when you do this, you can do it any day of the week. You can schedule your broadcast, and it is done through YouTube. And it's, I think it's an amazing system because you also collect these coins for doing a broadcast. And then you need to purchase $100 of the TBC coin, complete the transaction verification on the buyer side of your KCBO, and have the seller approve your transaction on the seller side of KCBO. And you may think that this is complicated, and for the first time, you're a little bit cautious because you really don't. Then you want to sign up everyone in your household and help them to receive that gift that you're going to get of TBC coin. They will also get their TBC coin, and being in your household, it just adds to your portfolio so that you accumulate as a family these coins that can be used to turn into cash in many different ways. Or you can just let them grow until TBC becomes a coin to reckon with. Like right now in the Philippines, it is recognized as legal tender and can be used. So you want to make sure that you accumulate these coins because they're going to be very, very valuable in the near future. And you receive a 50% commission on each member of your household who becomes your partner. Invite all 10 of, then you want to get 10 closest friends. Now, I don't mean going out and just grabbing anybody. You want to make sure that you explain this program to them, that they really want to get involved and become part of the community and actually work at growing their TBC coin. So when you do that, you get them involved and get them to follow the steps that I just told you about. And then you start 50 new chat sessions on Facebook using your GIF icebreaker. Show interest in each of these ones that respond to your icebreaker. Chat with them, tell them about the free gift, invite them to get involved in TBC and become a part of that your family. All of these things are really, really important. Now, this is something very, very different for me. I never have been involved in something like this before. So, of course, it's a learning curve. But it is really important to get involved in that learning curve to move forward in this community so that you're going to accumulate a massive amount of TBC coins that are going to become very, very valuable in the very near future, as they already are in the Philippines. And I think in one other country in Africa, I think it's Nigeria, but don't quote me, that they also are using this coin as currency. When you look at the world scene and you see fiat currency really starting to almost wobble, you realize that yes, you need to have something as a backup because fiat currency, I don't know if you remember, but back in during the Depression, when the dollar just went down and people suffered greatly. My mother and dad lived during that time period. That isn't a very nice thing to have to go through. So you really want to have a backup, and TBC can be that backup. TBC coin, because it's private, it's not affected like every other currency is when things start to go topsy-turvy. Because it's private, it can't be affected by this. And that is one of the reasons why so many people are joining TBC. I really want to tell you a little bit about my background. I have been in multi-level marketing companies. I started working not online, but belly to belly in a program called Organo Gold. And from there, I got involved in other programs because after being in organo about 7 or 8 years. I had a terrible accident, and I broke my ankle in 3 places and had to have a screws put in, and also had to have a plate put into my ankle. And I was in horrific pain with that for a long, long time. As that started to seem to improve, I had another accident. I was walking my dog, and I had him on a chain, and he saw a cat. And he went around in circles. He wrapped his chain around my leg, took off, and I went up in the air, and I came crashing down on my ankle. And I did a real number. The ligaments and the tendons were all torn. I couldn't walk for almost 2 years. Well, that really put a damper on my belly to belly marketing, and I had to go strictly online, because even to this day, if I walk more than maybe 15 or 20 minutes at a time, my both ankles swell up and I get horrific pain, and I just can't walk any further. So I have been in and out of online programs and not really had that much success. But you know what? When I saw TBC, I saw that there was something here that really could give me the opportunity not only to grow my business, but to relate to other people and to help them. And that's always been my goal in life, is to help other people. That gives me real satisfaction. That makes me feel really good to be able to communicate with people and to be able to help them to grow and to flourish and to do the things that will benefit them financially, and also in a very professional way, help them to be able to reach out to other people. And that's what TBC is all about. So if you have joined TBC, I highly recommend that you get on that blog and start doing some serious um, watching of the blog and learning about the community, about what TBC is all about. What is their mission? What are they trying to accomplish? How are they helping people to better their lives? These are things that you really want to understand in TBC. Because if you don't, you're never going to move forward. You're just going to sit there, and you're not going to do much of anything. Well, you don't want that. You want to grow with this community. You want to grow your TBC and have a backing. If anything ever went wrong with Fiat, you got to have somewhere else to be able to find a way to pay your bills and to be able to live your life and provide food and lodging for your family. Well, this is what TBC is all about. And that's why TBC is working so hard to open up other countries with this coin. And they're starting to do that. And pretty soon we're going to be in a lot of different countries to be able to use our TBC in a way to reach out, not only for our families, but for other ones in our community too, to help them. So I really, really think that if you're not a TBC member, you certainly need to get involved. And I will put my link at the end of this broadcast. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can do so. You can go to the TBC website, and mine is, just a minute here. I will tell you. Well, I won't tell you right now. I'll let you go and find out, and I'll put the link down below so that you can click on my link if you want to join under me. And really, I tried to put something together that would be informative. And in doing so, the last 2 or 3 days, I've had a real problem with my dog, who has been my closest companion for 16 years, and he's having bladder problems, and he's not doing well. And I've been up with him most of the night for the past few days, and I am spun out, to say the least. And today we're taking him to the vet at 2 o'clock, and I just hope that we're able to do something to prolong his life a little bit longer. And because it is very stressful when you lose a pet, it's like you losing a family member. And especially if you've had one that's been so loyal as Odie has, he's been a real sweetheart. And I really, really hope that everything is going to work out okay, as far as he is concerned. But I'm not, so that's why this video may not be as long as what I would normally have done. But I just find that I've got a lot on my mind right now, and I'm just not up to par today. So please join me on my next live presentation for TBC. I'm going to do this on a regular basis, and I appreciate you coming on board and listening to what I had to say today. And this is going to be an educational platform where I can help people to understand better what TBC is all about. So, what I want to do, I'm going to just take one subject at a time. And hopefully, over a half hour, I can expand on it. I can help you to understand better what TBC is all about and how you can fit into our community. And I think that you will find, as I did, that the more you learn, the more excited you're going to get. Because in the back office, our administration is working very, very hard to make this as smooth as possible. And when people transition into TBC, to help them to understand the program so that they can right away start to become an active member of the community, not someone that's sitting in the background, sort of hoping that maybe things are going to work out. And they're sort of afraid to make that first step into the community. And why am I saying that? Because that was me. I sort of thought, well, you know what? I don't know what this is all about. I don't know how to go about finding out. I am confused. I really, really need to get some help. And I wasn't getting the help that I needed. But when I went in and I started to investigate for myself in the blogs, then all of a sudden a light bulb moment came on, and I was able to understand better what I needed to do. And I'm really, really glad that I took the time to look at that blog that was recommended to me by another TBC member. And there are hundreds of blogs that you can search out, and whatever problem that you're having, or whatever thing that you need to know a little bit more extensively about, they're there. And you will never, ever find that you are scratching your head and wondering, well, what's my next step again? Because it's all laid out for you. And I'm just enjoying it so much. And I think you will too. You will find that the more you investigate, the more you study these blogs, and just don't skim through them. Or maybe you need to go over them 2 or 3 times before it sinks in. That's what I had to do. And I find that the information becomes clear in my mind. And then I'm able to reach out and explain it better to other people. You don't want to bring somebody into TBC and then just drop them. You want to get them started on the right foot to be able to learn the system so that they're going to be a benefit to you in the community, and they're going to be able to reach out to others in the community too. When I first started in TBC, I unknowingly thought that as long as you had TBC coin in your back office, You could just go and exchange it for cash. No, you can't. You need to find out how you need to do it and do it according to the company's policy. I did not know that until down the road. Now I understand better what the community is all about, what they're trying to do, and how you can work with the TBC community. And that way, in your as you grow your business, you're going to be able to trade your coin for cash amongst your TBC recruits. That is how you do it. And there are other ways too, by joining certain programs that have been put in place by TBC so that you can earn TBC coin that way, and you can cash out that way also in cash. So there are a lot of different ways of doing things here. And like I say, I'm just getting into it. I'm just scratching the surface. But I have to say that because this is not an MLM business, this is not um, anything to do with MLM. And I think it is something that really needs to be studied and learned. And when you do, you will find that you don't have to scramble around looking for a bunch of people to join you in this community. If you have 10 good people that want to follow you, you have it made. You never need to do anything else. But even if you don't have anyone, you can still grow in this community. You don't have to build a business if you don't want to. You can just become a member and be part of the community. So, really, I really encourage you to do so. Um, One of the things that I have learned in TBC that I really appreciate, that there are a lot of members in TBC that aren't personally in your little community, but they're there to reach out and to help you. And that is what I have found has helped me to realize what I have here. This is something that you're never going to find anywhere else on the internet. This community is locked in with their people, and they're working together as a community to grow and expand in every country in the world. So something very special is here, and it's not because it's private. One of the things that I want to say is that when you have cash, Kringle Cash or TBC coin in your wallet, do you know that it can grow by 1 to 5% every single day? Now, how often does your cash in your bank account grow? It might be 0.005 or zero point 0.5 once a month or even yearly. You will not ever find a program that grows your wealth like TBC does. And also, TBC never goes down in value. Have you noticed Bitcoin lately? It's up and down like a yo yo. And people are gaining and then they're losing and then they're gaining and then they're losing. It never evens out. In TBC, your coin will never go down in value. It will always go up at the 1 to 5%, but it will never go down. And that is another reason to get involved in this community and start getting your TBC coin. And another thing, once it reaches a certain plateau of 1 billion members, no one ever can join this community again. So this is something that you really need to take a look at because it is so solid. It's not going to be something that's here today and gone tomorrow. This is going to be here for your lifetime. And you're going to be able even to pass it on to your children. This is a program that is built on something that I have never seen before, something that's stable, something that's solid. And you really, really need to get involved if you're not already. And like I said, if you are involved in TBC, you need to get your thinking cap on. This is a time to really sit down and do some serious, serious studying of those blogs. So you understand where you're at, where you're going to go, and what you need to do, the steps you need to take in the meantime to start growing, to start building your community, to start really, really digging into this and seeing how it's going to benefit not only you, but all of the people whose lives you touch. And what better gift can you give someone than to get them involved in this community? You can't. You can get involved in other things, but they're not going to give you the stability that this program is going to give you. And it's really important to do your due diligence and really get into this because you're serving other people. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can't service people properly. And this is why I decided, hey, I have got to get my thinking cap on. I've got to get moving in this community. I've got to add to the value of this community. And the only way that I can do it is to have the knowledge in my head that I can share with other people. If you don't have that, you're never going to be doing anything except sitting there hoping that things are going to start working for you. Well, this community is not based on hope. This community is based on take action now. Do something constructive to get yourself moving so that you can benefit yourself, your family, and everybody else whose lives you touch. There are a lot of people in TBC that are just sitting there and doing nothing. So, why did they get involved in the first place? Did they think this is going to be a walk in the park and that all of a sudden you're just going to accumulate all of this coinage and you're going to be able to turn around and sell it for cash and everything is going to be rosy in your little world? It doesn't work that way. You have got to be involved in the community. You have got to be doing things as according to the instructions that TBC lays out for you. This isn't handing you candy. This is handing you an opportunity to not only make your life better, but make the lives of all in the TBC community better. And that takes a little bit of work. That takes maybe more work than you're willing to give. If you're involved in a zillion different other programs and you're spread so thin that you cannot give the time and the effort that's needed to build your TBC community, then you don't belong here. You have to make a decision. What is the most important thing in your life? What is really going to benefit you and your family the most? When you start looking at these blogs and you realize, oh, wow, I had this all wrong. I wasn't really understanding what this was all about. It's just too much. It's too complicated. I just don't want to do this. Then leave. But if every blog opens your eyes just a little bit more to understand what the community is all about and what they're trying to do, then you really need to take the time and put in a concerted effort to know what this community is all about. And doing that, you're going to find that you're going to really enjoy being a part of TBC and wanting to help others to join to be a part of it too. It will benefit you and your family, and it's something you need to give serious consideration to. So this is Jomax Joan signing off. I really hope you got something out of this, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye for now.